Hello again. We are back with, I believe, volume five of three impactful albums
Yes.
that just had an impact on our musical journey, either at the beginning, the middle, or even recently.
Yes.
Yeah,
I like that. Beginning music because yes, at first I thought I have to impress Bruce with my childhood likes, but no, impactful albums happen all throughout your life.
yeah.
So there you go.
In fact, I'm going to start with 1985. I was a robust 25-year-old
Ooh.
at the time. And this is actually a rebuttal. Shane recently did a video on this where he didn't give this album as much love as I
Ooh,
did.
I'm excited to see what this is. Oh, yeah.
Dire Straits,
It's a
Brothers
great
in Arms.
album.
I believe this was like their eighth studio album.
Right.
And I love everything about this album. And Shane had mentioned in this previous video that you can check out. He mentioned how some of the hits he's just heard way too many times.
Yes.
Money for Nothing, Walk of Life. Yeah, I don't care. This album to me represents a band at its peak, just brimming with confidence and really not giving a damn about what anybody thinks. This album has a lot of different tracks on that. With it just shows Dire Straits' incredible width of their talents, of their songwriting, of their styles, of their musicality. I absolutely love this album. Every song. This one gets a spin on my turntable often, and I cannot get enough of this album. I think it's just the epitome of a band at its peak, just doing whatever they want. And I give three thumbs up if I had it to Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. Sorry,
It's
Shane.
a classic must-have and everything like I actually gave it high praise. I just am kind of overheard. And I think really out of the hits that I've kind of got exhausted, The Walk of Life, I have to admit, Bruce, I can't, I'm tired. But I love Money for Nothing. I could still listen to that daily. But my favorite track is the title track. I love that track. I could listen to that all the time, Brothers in Arms. And Mark Knopfler, he's a one of a kind, unique talent. So,
The deep tracks on that are probably the best. Your
mhm.
latest trick, Brothers in Arms, uh, the Right Across the River, the Man's Too Strong. I mean,
Man's Too Strong is awesome.
there's nine songs on this album, and every one, in my opinion, is an absolute heavy hitter. So
Yeah, it done well. I apologize. I did not mean to offend
that's all right.
because I'm going to offend you right now
Oh,
because you're
good.
not going to believe what I'm going to pick, but I'm going to tell you this was an album and this is my parents had a lot to do with this. We had this stereo system at home that was the size of a couch growing up, and it was like I think my grandmother's stereo, where there was this record player, but it was actually just an old record player with this huge speakers that was in this wooden cabinet.
Console, I believe they.
Yes, consoles. And
Yeah.
then my brother got his stereo system in a year or two after that, which gave us freedom to listen to our rock and roll more. But the rock and album, or not rock, the album that I really dug in 1976 as a young lad is ABBA's Arrival. Okay, don't run away.
That's that's all right. I own ABBA Gold,
I
so
mean, I think ABBA Gold, you gotta have to own something of ABBA.
ah,
This album was actually fun and wonderful. I mean, of course, it has the classic Dancing Queen, Money, 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 knowing my favorite ABBA track, Knowing Me, Knowing You. And I really, really loved their music and a lot of their deep tracks. I mean, right now, a few of them escape my brain, but I know they're in the movie and the musical. But ABBA Arrival is a great album. And when you're little, you're young and you're impressionable, and that's the only thing you have, that or what was it? My parents had a bunch of Johnny Mathis. I'm going to go to ABBA Arrival before my brother got smart enough to start buying his own system.
Oh, I exaggerated there in my
That was perfect.
disapproval. ABBA could write a hook as well as anybody during that
Yeah.
period, and they wrote several. And I don't care how manly you are out there, you own ABBA gold somewhere is buried in your collection. We all can admit that.
I do too. I agree.
Okay. You said 1976.
That was 1976. Yeah.
Oh, I asked for an album from or Christmas. So I remember I was like 16, and
Okay.
I got this album. It came out in September of 76. My brother had their debut album, and I heard that down the hall. It's like, oh, I want my very own. So this was under the tree for me at Christmas. This is Ambrosia, somewhere I've never traveled. And it's one of the coolest. I mean,
That is a cool sleeve.
I know, right? It was, I mean, to open this on Christmas Day, and
It's like a second present to open.
I don't think I believed in Santa at 16, so this was probably a gift from my parents under the tree. But unwrapping that, Ambrosia was so proggy at this time. They hadn't really hit in the later years their softer side, the ballads, the big hits that they had.
Yeah.
This is a super proggy album, and I dug Ambrosia at the time. I was always stealing my brother's debut album, copy of the debut album, but this one I had to my very own. And I love this album. It's got some great, great songs on it. And yeah, I
That
don't know.
sleeve is pretty wicked. I like that.
I think their hit was "Can't Let a Woman" or "Running Away." "Running Away" might have been, but not wasn't as big as their first album as far as a couple of hits on it or later ones. But this was kind of my gateway drug into Ambrosia, and there you go. They are Ambrosia's a guilty pleasure for
Oh,
me
that's
throughout.
But back then, I mean, honestly, I mean, people obviously know the yacht rock version of Ambrosia. I would say if you were to poll 100 people, 95% of those are going to just say the AC hits, and they were a fantastic prog band back in the day. I mean, they really were. So say what you want, you get a complete pass for this. So Ambrosia is not a dirty word, people. It isn't.
No,
So, but speaking of a dirty word, I love my favorite soundtrack. Bruce, do you have a favorite soundtrack?
I'd have to think about that.
Give that some thought and maybe visit at the end. I can instantly tell you my favorite soundtrack. And if you're in the 80s, you got a million to choose from, highly commercials, but highly commercial from, I guess, some of the best 80s classic movies of all time. But to me, the best soundtrack from the 80s, 1981, is the heavy metal soundtrack. I've talked about this before. Heavy metal soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks of all time, especially if you like your rock and roll. Sammy Hagar, we all know that one. Get your one-way ticket to midnight, call it heavy metal. Don Felder's version of heavy metal, Taking a Ride. And Cheap Trick, you got Devo, Blue Oyster Cult, veterans of the Psychic Wars, one of my favorite tracks from them. This was a very eclectic album from a very odd film that I didn't see the film till later in life, the cartoon from Heavy Metal, which all this stuff is from. But boy, I played the crap out of this album, and I love the Sammy Hagar version of Heavy Metal off this album than off of Standing Hampton. I feel like that one's a little too polished. I like the rawness of this, so heavy metal soundtrack. And the other reason why I liked it, I love the cover, the front cover of the chick on the bird looking thing, and then behind the very scantily clad women too. I was a very young Mel, very impressionable. Everything worked.
yeah, that's a good one. Yes, my favorites. They were later, like Big Chill, Forrest Gump soundtrack with all those great
Oh yeah,
songs from that era. So those are the first two that pop into my mind. But good choice there.
there we go.
Okay, Shane, I'm going to describe this album, and if you know what it is, speak up before I reveal.
Let
This
me
is
hear it.
from this is from a solo artist.
Okay.
Right before this album came out, he signed at the time the largest contract for a record company ever at that time, up to that time. This is a 1976 album
Hmm.
from a solo artist. It debuted on the Billboard Top 200 albums at number one. It's one of only three albums to do that. It debuted, it stayed on
I
top
should
for like 18 weeks.
in 76.
He had two hits that both went to number one on it. A little song called Sir Duke and I Wish. And I'm talking about Stevie
Stevie Wonder.
Wonder
Hmm.
songs from the Key of Life.
Oh, a huge album.
And this is considered one of the greatest albums. Billboard magazine, or Rolling Stone magazine, I'm sorry,
Rolling Stone, yeah.
take it or leave it, but they voted this one the fourth best album of the top 500 albums ever produced. And this is an incredible LP. And if someone was starting a record collection and they had 10 albums to get, on top of like Abbey Road and a couple Pink Floyd ones there to mention, Rumors behind me there, songs from the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder. This is such an amazing album. He, of course, had the hits, Isn't She Lovely? But there were some great deep cuts on this one. I Wish, Another Star is probably my favorite song from this album. But man, this one doesn't get a lot of play on my turntable, but when I put it on and I listen to all four sides, I am like, why don't I listen to this album more often?
Right.
It is so good, and Stevie Wonder was at his peak at that time, and yeah, he just signed a big contract with Motown, and this one album of the year in 1976
Oh,
or
yeah.
77, whenever the Grammys were for albums produced in 76, but one of the greatest albums of all time.
It's always on the top 20 of any list of
Yeah.
all time. And I think Motown laughed all the way to the bank. If you told me that sucker was on like 18 weeks at number one, whatever it was. But yeah, yeah, I like Stevie Wonder. I don't own that album, but I only know of the album and some big hits out there. So
It's a treasure.
it is. Well, I'll end. I think that was your last one, right, Brucey?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I'll end it on Bruce's favorite band that I love to talk about. And he won't. That was a jab, and that is Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith, 1984. So I love this album, and I love it because to me it was like the follow-up to Screaming for Vengeance, which came a couple years later with, obviously you got another thing coming. This was like to me the sequel. Equally as good for me with some massive killer songs. Free Will Burning starts us off. I love the Sentinel, has a little proggy vibe to it. Some heads are gonna roll. And I just love the direction. I think right then, Judas Priest was completely in their groove. They were completely the kings of metal, along with Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden and Judas Priest in the 80s, you just couldn't pack a better one-two punch when it come to British metal. And they were hitting major commercial success. And this album, the cover art, everything to it, the memories, 1984, I was peaking in life as a 16-year-old. Is that right? Yes. What a great album. And one day I'll get my buddy, Mr. Bain, who does not care for the genre, to at least like one song. And he might like one song from Judas Priest.
Yeah,
Oh, no?
I'm aware of them. I was too busy with things like Steely Dan at the time.
Yeah, Steely Dan, mature music, right? Not for the damn kids. Turn that shit down.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
oh well, that's it. That's our volume five of our three more impactful albums, and we'll keep doing the series as long as we feel impacted by albums. And please list your albums that you feel to share that were impactful for you.
Yeah, if you've got something to say about the six albums we brought up today, have at it. And if you've got some suggestions of some albums for us to talk about in the future, or another subject, just like serve it up for us.
Yep,
We take requests on
we
this.
definitely take requests, so please do. All right, everybody, that will do it for us. Have a good one.
Take care.